I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, heart to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG printer, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fixes ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.
All right. Welcome to R2R live stream. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Don't forget, smash the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, post notifications if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. That's in the description too. You got to make sure you go over on Twitter, retweet this, get it out there, get the YouTube algorithm going, get the X algorithm going, even Kick. We're triple streaming. All right. So we're going to talk about a new economic engine, PulseChain's utility Powerhouse. We finally got a utility token on PulseChain, right? And it's interesting to me. We're going to get into it in a second here because, you know, outside of the core tokens is really what you look at. The core tokens are like the only utility on the chain, right? Like you look at Hex, all the utility of earning yield, delayed gratification, staking, you got incentive token, PulseX represents PulseX exchange, and then you just got memes. And you saw memes got beat down today, right? Memes on PulseChain got beat down today, especially Ethereum had a great day, and PulseChain didn't move much, and everything kind of just went into cores without that massive pump that kind of shows us we're not too correlated with Ethereum at the time. The excitement is seeing the SAC funds go up, of course. Before we go into the token of tonight that brings utility to PulseChain, which I have to add to my portfolio, right? I have to. I can't not have a utility token opportunity in my portfolio on PulseChain because everything is just cores and highly speculative assets such as memes, PDI, Tropa, all that stuff. Before we get into that, shout out to DexFi, right? Visit DexFi.com/bonds, the official R2R sponsor of the R2R live streams and video content. We're already paid out a whopping $223,815 in USDC over on Base. That's $2.5 million of Ethereum has been utilized to mint a bond to get those passive income exposure to the strategies they use, right? Expert entry, expert timing, precision managed liquidity and range settings, all done for you. Over on Base Chain, 8,908 NFTs have been minted using Ethereum over on Base, right? And don't forget Honorverse Madness, part of the same umbrella, DexFi.com, EMP. Head over to Honorverse Madness. Halloween's around the corner. When this game comes out, baby, I'm going to be so excited, so happy to show you guys. Check out the promo. Let's get excited.
You and me, we both know who our real enemy is.
Progress requires order, and order requires obedience.
You call it madness? The Too long have we waited, and we will take our revenge.
Man, oh man, I cannot wait. Head over to honorversemadness.com, do your research and get ready. So back to the lecture at hand. All right. This utility token, it didn't just come out, not a pump tires token. It's been around for about 2 months and 16 days now. So if you look back on the chart here, guys, it launched back in May, right? It's done nothing. Just like a flat line, 2 zeros and a 3 up until yesterday, August the 12th, right? You got to think, well, if this is a utility token, well, why haven't people talked about it? PulseChain has been a tough pill to swallow up into recent events with Ethereum going up and everyone's seeing those sacrifice funds go up, and they're speculating and they're thinking their hopes and dreams that it really is a PulseChain Treasury that Richard's going to come pump our bags, right? But I always bring up the fact that we need builders, we need utilities, we need meme tokens, we need onboarding, everything under the sun, right? So utility token is very important for me on PulseChain. We're going to look at the tokenomics here, but yesterday it gained traction, all right? You're talking a clean 10x, right? From 2 zeros and a 3. We'll call it 2 zeros and a 2 here on the 12th, right? It's clearly done over a 10x, but from that position, it scooped up here, corrected. It shot up to 3.5 cents almost. You know, that's clearing close to 20x gains in just about a little over a day's time. Now, if this is a meme token, I'm going, I ain't buying that after a whopping 20x or whatnot. But I looked further and I looked at the website, looked at the tokenomics, and I was like, I'm not going to miss out. If it dips because people are in profit, that's what happens. And I'll eat up some of those dips in DCA. I think a prime example of an early entry I had, shout out to GooGod for giving me the word about in June for TFC, the Fitzgerald company. Right? It did nothing for a while. Then it started taking off when PulseChain started heating up and ETH started to move. Okay? This went real high. We went and we peaked at a market cap, I believe it was like $85 million. So we've seen tokens that kind of are beyond a meme in some cases. The Fitzgerald company, TFC, is a little different, but it's suffering a hard, retrace right now. But going back to Liberty, there's true utility behind this. Before we get into the website and talk about the utility, all right, the price is 0.028 cents right now, $602,000 market cap. The holders, I want to go take a look at the holders and talk about the total supply. 21 million tokens max supply, just like Bitcoin, right? And 18.91% right now is sitting in this smart contracts. All right, now it's your job to go out there and figure out, what's that smart contract? Take a look at the holders. I want to talk about the supply, the 21 million, right? So this isn't like a pump tires token where 1 billion have been created. Okay. It's a 21 million token max supply. Now going back, take a look here on Dex Screener. Been around 2 months, 16 days. It does have a Twitter. I'm following them on Twitter. The same individual started talking about them and tweeting about them, the Amish kid, who in fact is one of the persons that made 2 big calls. You see CVRE did 150x from when he shared it. TFC did over 100x from when he shared it. He started talking about it today. You can go click on his link follow him. You know, he's made some interesting calls. He's been around Twitter since 2021. All right. So I do got mutual friends that follow him, and he has had some pretty damn killer plays early on, right? So credit to him for that. I want to go to the website, and that's the crazy part. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to show you the site. But let's hop back to Twitter real quick, because I want you to take a look at their tweets, right? So that you kind of have an idea. And we'll go back one. So don't forget, follow them on X. Their website's right here. There's a pinned post on June. Looks like we're not doing a Telegram, so there's no Telegram group. We're going to be doing this a little differently. All of our comms will be publicly posted here on X. I'm one of the founders. I'm going to answer any questions here as I can. As more questions come in, I'll add them to this thread. So this is where you come in and you get all the information. So I was looking at the tweets, you know, the retweeting things. You know, guys, we're 2 months in. This is 3 hours. They kind of doing a post on Bitcoin. Today they're posting the chart. I wanted to go a little bit deeper. And then I saw something. I was like, well, I'm a little blown back by the tweet, thinking of this here. And it's answering a question. What's your goal for Liberty? And that's when we're going to jump into the white paper and the website right now. So this is a question that he replied to. In short, our goal is to get Liberty to $10,000 USD value and have a protocol in place that will allow you guys to buy gas and groceries with it by mid to late next year. Mid 2027 was our initial goal, but recent legislative deployments have accelerated the timeline. So they're talking about $10,000 per token. All right. Well, you know, Bitcoin's got 21 million supply max, just like this token. And it's not like a meme token, billions, trillions of tokens. So it's not a crazy number. It's hard to think about now where we're at in PulseChain with everything low market cap. But that's the goal. And the utilities, so it'll allow you to buy gas and groceries. All right. So let's jump to the website. Just take a look at a few things here. All right. Now we know, you know, what the goal is, what they want to do here. We'll take a look at the white paper. You know, simple website, new economic engine, fully collateralized, fully decentralized, driven by commerce. All right. You got everything. It talks about the tyranny of modern DeFi, their economic solution. We are the architects of Liberty. Liquid Liberty propose a new system, one where value is not conjured from thin air, but is earned through real-world commerce. Treasury is the heart of the new nation, a constantly growing reserve of real assets, strengthened by every transaction. We replace speculation with utility, Ponzonomics with the balanced, self-sustaining economy. All right. So there is a continental treasury, a real-world utility, and perpetual growth. And you have a little diagram here of how this is all going to circle together, right? The revolution gathers momentum. They refer to this as a closed loop system where all value reinforces the protocol. No profits are extracted by a private entity. All right. And this is, you know, in the middle here, you see the continental treasury and you see the looped system. You know, if you were to start here, all the small transaction fees, listing fees, you know, for listing goods and services on the DApp. So there's going to be a DApp. There's going to be advertising revenue, treasury arbitrage, membership fees, increased backing, deeper liquidity. There's a whole web of things that are going to go on, right? And there's the roadmap, you know, what they've achieved so far. Phase 1's completed, right? The white paper, smart contract, initial branding, channels established, which what we're looking at. You know, if we're looking at the Twitter page, that's what we've been looking at, right? Cool. Phase 2, the Continental Congress, smart contract development, internal audit. So this is more of the DApp, right? So testnet DApp and faucet deployment, community testing and feedback, gathering, vendor simulator implementation. They have a phase 3. Just come to the website and look. 4 and 5. You can become a tester of the testnet. You would just click join the revolution, put your name, email address, and your Twitter handle, and then a message, of course, and you can apply to the testnet of the DApp, of the, the bread and butter of what's going to be happening, right? So we click here to go to the white paper. You're going to need to read all this stuff, man. It's a lot, right? They're going to talk about the DApp, how the advertising fees work. I'll read the first few for you, right? I'll do a little homework. This is your homework you should be doing on your own. I'll do a little for you because utility tokens got a lot to it, right? Utility tokens are always plays that you get and you wait to hold and watch them evolve. You go, okay, I'm in phase 1. I want to hold through phase 2, phase 3, and get all the way to the goal line. And I want my investment to grow over time. That's the goal. It's not like a meme token where I'm like, let me go 10x right now and try to get this pump tires before it bonds and all that. It's different. So the DApp listing, which of course you can go apply to get on the testnet, and advertising fees. So all fees for listing items, offering services, and potential future advertising are paid in whitelisted tokens and sent to the Treasury's collateral reserve. Protocol transaction fees, that's a portion of every online point of sale, which is a POS transaction, automatically routed to the Treasury with other half going directly to the seller. This ensures no profits are taken by a centralized person or entity, aligning all incentives with the health of the ecosystem. And then Treasury arbitrage. There's a whole list of things here that goes on and on and on, right? They got burning, liquidity, elastic supply mechanics. Everything you're going to want to do research on will be here, all right? I'm here right now for the opportunity where I'm like, hey, this is crypto, man. I'm starting to see it trend on Twitter. Yeah, I missed a big amount of X's here, but there's utility and more phases to come, more reasons to say, hey, corrections will happen, people will buy in, more excitement, more developments, more information comes out. Those are the hopes and dreams, right? But we are in a blockchain that is in the infant stages, right, of the entirety of the blockchain. We're now barely seeing meme tokens having good days. Today was a bad day, but there have been good days, and meme tokens correct hard. So we've seen tax tokens, we've seen printer tokens, real world utility token on PulseChain. I got to be a part of that because this would be like a first mover opportunity for me personally, understanding that there is a test net being done that we can join. I would love to be a part of that test net. I will fill out the application so I can play with the DApp and see how it works and have more of an understanding, because if I don't apply, right, and run the test net, I'm not going to understand what's ahead. I want to understand what's ahead, and I want to know from a user standpoint how exciting that is and what the potential could be. Because the goal is for this token that I see right now that's 3 cents to be worth $10,000 per token, let alone even be worth $1 per token. I want to see how this can feed into those real world use cases, like they say, buying your gas, buying your groceries. And if that can be achieved and they can pull that off and I can see the light, that's where I go in more. Because if the true value could ever be 10,000, let's just pull back here for a minute. Let's not throw a $10,000 number out there. That's their goal, I realize, and I want that to happen, and I hope that happens. Let's step back here and just say $10 goal. All right, for this token that hit $10, is the mechanics, are the tokenomics, is everything put into motion something I haven't seen before and don't understand? The testnet will help me believe in that, and that will allow me to further see, okay, all right, my $10 goal for myself to believe, maybe I should look at it at 100. And it's just because the number 10,000, right, in anyone's head, imagine for the first time when you buy Bitcoin, if you were that person that bought Bitcoin at $1 or $10, even $30, and somebody were to tell you, hey, I'm from the future, Bitcoin in 2025 is going to be worth $122,000. You'd be like, all right, buddy, let's get to $100 first, right? So, seeing is believing as all the developments and as those assets become disruptive, that's where, you look back and wish you would have bought more. So I'm excited to see what this brings to the table. I would recommend following them on Twitter and, asking the questions like, how do you figure this 10,000? I think someone did ask that. Look at, and how do you want to achieve that? There's a website, white paper, pin, tweet, thread, and a space I just did yesterday that hopefully has all the information on what we're working on. So apparently there was a space, right? And I don't know if it was recorded or if it's here somewhere. Yeah, here you go. And he said, well, thank you for whoever came to my TED Talk. I saw people on R2R, my VIP group, talking about this token yesterday. And I believe it was probably like around these prices, probably. Maybe even here, since it was a full day ago. Maybe they joined the spaces. I don't know. But I got to go listen to that for myself. And yeah, maybe after I listen to that TED Talk, that space, I'll be like, I got to drop some more on this. I don't know because I want to do more research, of course, and find out, what makes them, choose that goal. What would the market cap even be? But realistically, with the 21 million coins and several mechanics that are taking place, anything is possible in crypto. But I would be more than happy to bank some money on the fact that, and I'm looking here, 18.91% of the supply is here. So I'm sure I'll find out what this smart contract is, which is a large amount of supply. Maybe I'll find out, hey, is one of the founders the 5%, this 5%? There's questions that people want to know and ask, and always go out there and do your homework and look for transparency. But in the meantime, a $648,000 market cap for a token with only 21 million supply, with a lot of supply in that smart contract as well, is ridiculously early. $255,000 in liquidity. That's still thin liquidity. And as more things surface, you never know what piece of information can drop tomorrow. And I'm seeing them on Twitter a lot. And it's not ridiculous. Okay, after seeing what TFC did, and looking back, if you saw TFC at $85 million and you're like, I'm not buying the top, you were smart, right? And you go and look back and like, man, there's people that got in at below 10 million. This is below $1 million market cap. We just saw TFC go to 85 million. We're seeing much larger market caps right now with the excitement and the prices of ETH and the sentiment on the sentiment being positive on PulseChain. This could be a very, very early opportunity for a lot of people. Many of us don't know what we're getting into at this point. But I recommend listening to that Twitter space. I'm going to listen to that tonight on my own. Just keep digging, keep doing research. That's what you should always be doing. Trying to find out, what opportunities are here. But I got to have it because I got my meme tokens, I got my cores. And wouldn't it be so cool one day? We look back and we're like, hey, remember back before PulseChain finally reached SAC prices and that became the floor and people were happy again and Hex went back to, all-time highs or, did this and that. And then this utility token that was talked about, I just can't pan another utility token that involves the outside world, like the real world use case when it comes to paying for goods and services, which is gas and groceries. I gotta always think big when it comes to crypto, though. Maybe one day I'll be rolling up to an AM PM, and however it works, I'll be on my phone or whatever and using Liberty to say, hey, can I get 20 on number 5? Can I get the AMP special? Yeah, that $5 deal, or you get the 32-ounce Coke, a hot dog, and a bag of chips. I'll grab that too while I'm at it. Or you're at your local grocery store shopping, and however it gets done through a card or whatnot, that's the whole goal, is a utility. So utility on token is going to be, I think it's going to be something that people are going to be driven to. So maybe we're here very, very early on something special. All right. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Wanted to go live, talk about that, give my honest feedback. Follow them on Twitter, right? And go follow that Amish kid, because this guy did call TFC early before 100x, right? And some people just got it like that, bro. They find stuff early, and in the realm of, like, let me go take a look at TFC's token supply. I want to compare TFC's token supply, 1 billion tokens, and their goal is like 40 cents. Okay, that's for TFC. Not even like, pretty much in the category of a meme. No future utility or expectations really from there. But with Liberty adding that type of liquidity, we got to go on the testnet, guys. We got to go figure this out. 21 million max supply, DApp in the works, roadmap. You can come here. It's liquidliberty.io. And let me get back to the main site. And these milestones are all coming ahead. Third-party security audit, main launch on primary chain, initial liquidity pool creation, public launch on marketplace DApp. That's in phase 3. We're in progress with phase 2. Phase 4, point of sale integration, onboard first wave of merchants, begin advertising revenue program. Phase 5, manifest destiny, expansion to a second blockchain, example Ethereum, cross-chain Treasury, continued expansion to AVAX, Solana, etc. Be on to something. So go do that research, guys. Don't forget to pound the like button, drop a comment, go retweet this video so that everybody can do their research, right? Get on that white paper. Go ask questions on Twitter. They made it clear, hey, we don't have a Telegram. Come onto the feed here, ask your questions. We just saw the question that was delivered to the person's like, how do you plan to achieve $10,000? Boom. I did a TED Talk, a Twitter space. Go check it out. So I'm going to be doing that. And, I think maybe I can offer them a live stream, an X space. They don't have to come on here and show their face on here. A lot of people like to be, keep their identity secret, be anonymous, whatever it may be. However they feel comfortable, I'd love to pick their brains more on my channel. So the invite is going out to the Liberty team, if they'd love to do that in Twitter space or a stream here. And I welcome them so that we can figure out, what it is here, that the opportunity that I'm jumping on, right? And then I'll try to get on the testnet team. So all the links are in the description, guys, so you can check them out, start doing your research. Don't forget to pound that like button. All right, drop a comment. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there.
Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.